Right, boys. Episode 2. Right, I got some good news for you boys. I got a lot of insights, a lot of good news, and some disadvantages. What's the word? Limitations to talk about, okay, that I've experienced over the past few weeks and that I've sort of realised. So, let's talk about the good news first, alright? So, I have my first meeting for Tuesday. So, it's currently Sunday. This video is getting uploaded. So in 2 days, I've got my first meeting, and this guy seems really interested in me setting up his stuff and potentially signing me up for a free trial. So I'll let you guys know probably at some point in the week if that happens. I'll let you know. I'll post like a short video or something. But yeah, it was a great feeling. On Wednesday, I believe it was Wednesday, basically I was doing like some cold DMing and this guy replied saying he was interested. And basically I had a quick call with him. And yeah, he was pretty down. At first he wasn't sure because he had something else going on. Like he's got this hiring another company that's done like web design and I think Facebook page management for him. So I kind of had to convince him and say, well, look, they're not doing this for you. And which is Facebook ads is my service. They're not doing Facebook ads for you. So I kind of had to convince him, that's something worthy of investing in as well. And I'd be happy to run you through it all in a call next week. And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, got a call on Tuesday. Gonna remind him on the day, probably Tuesday morning, probably gonna send him a text and be like, hi mate, just a reminder, we've got the call at 2 p.m. So yeah. So that's good news, really happy with that. So over the past week, the majority of my outreach has been cold DMing and sending Loom videos. So cold DMing somewhat goes like, you ask them a provoking question, they reply, and then you say, hi, I'm starting out, I want to get experience and I want testimonials and I'm willing to work for free, etc., etc. And yeah, if they message back, you ring them. As I said with that other guy, he messaged back as interested, so I just called him, and yeah. So that's positive, right? That's the main things I've been doing is that, and Loom videos as well. Just sending out quick personalized messages to business owners. I haven't had any of them viewed yet, which is a little bit disheartening. But I mean, the majority of them I've sent this weekend, so. And the majority of them I've had to sort of change the script. So, obviously it's a weekend, so a lot of people won't check their emails over the weekend. So, be patient with that. I'm going to do I'm aiming for 20 a day of short 2 to 3 minute Loom videos. So, yeah, and I'm probably going to go over that some days and yeah, we'll see. But the minimum I'm going to be aiming for in the future is 20 a day. So, yeah, so that's the news. And the insights I've had is, I think I mentioned this a little bit last week on the last episode, but it's that I'm having to do quite a big identity shift because I'm not used to this stuff. I'm not used to this. There's quite a lot of resistance in doing outreach and doing sales and stuff like that compared to what I used to do, which was purely make YouTube videos, which I didn't really find much resistance to do. I found it quite relatively enjoyable. I didn't 100% enjoy it. Probably 80% enjoyed it, 20% was resistance to it. But I'm realizing there's a lot more resistance for me doing, SMMA stuff just because I'm not used to it and I don't really know what I'm doing. There's quite a lot of uncertainty around it all. So right now I'm kind of just, it's a fucking cringy term and a lot of people will say, I'm bullshit myself, but it's kind of like mindset training. And, there is a point where you do that kind of thing and it's just procrastination at that point. But I need to kind of drill the mindset in of working. And once I've done that, I've really got no excuse not to get the work done and not to overcome these resistances I feel. So, yeah, can't lie, it's been a solid week. I'm pretty happy with how it's all gone. I could have sent out way more outreach. I could have spent way more time doing outreach. There were days where I was lazy. Like today, for example, I've been lazy and not even gonna bullshit. And yeah, it's I've probably reached out to a few hundred companies at least so far. I'd probably say around 300, 400 over the past 2 weeks. And yeah, it's like, it could have been so many more. Just making excuses and this thinking that everything needs to be perfect and in place and I need to know everything I'm talking about, and just them kind of excuses and rationalizations to not work more. So that's why I said, I've got to make the shift of, working and pushing through the resistance and learning as I go on, to therefore make sure that I learn the most and get the most work done and grow as fast as possible. Because at the end of the day, it's how much you put in is how much you get out. Like, that's just cause and effect. It's the universe, how shit it is, So, pretty happy with how this week's gone. I'm going to have... even if, I know you shouldn't talk like this, but even if this guy decides not to, work with me on Tuesday, I will have multiple prospects lined up. Anyway, I'll have more calls set, I'll have more calls ready, because I'm going to be doing a shit ton of outreach next week. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you again next week. So just to summarize, got my first sales meeting booked, hopefully going to sign on for a free trial. And he said as well that he would be willing to pay me if it all went well. So not just a free trial client, it's someone that's pretty sure that, he's willing to invest, basically. He's willing to invest in something if it works for him. So, all right, boys, I will see you next week. Goodbye.